just outside the 8, starting the day with 36 points. Overcast day in Melbourne, a little breezy, quite cool. But we expect things to hot up here. This should be a terrific game of football. Doubt about Darren Gaspar coming in. It doesn't appear to be there as we look at their ranks. If that's the case, Holland may take his place. Gaspar with a hamstring against Sydney last Sunday. As we say good afternoon to Terry Wheeler.
Thank you, Dennis. And yes, Darren Gaspar, you really wouldn't risk him in such an important game if a hamstring injury has been the case during the week. Ryan's the player coming into the side also this week, a very good up-and-coming young player for the Tigers. But this is a real important game for them without any doubt whatsoever. A lot of work in the midfield will be important. Broderick, who has been an exceptional player right throughout this season for them, must continue on there. Richardson always carries the burden of responsibility in the forward line, and just underneath him there, number 13, young Powell, a very good pick-up from Richmond, but Richardson there, the very energetic big man, and tremendous skills he has right throughout. Brendan Gale there alongside him, key player at centre-half forward too. Certainly all the incentive is there for the Tigers this afternoon.
And I think the guy that's come in is Chris Sullivan, former Melbourne player. As the Geelong side comes out in the ground, I saw them last week. They were terrific last week, a real team effort against the West Coast down at Geelong, and that was the best form that they've displayed all year, and it'll give them a lot of confidence. And Terry, they have a terrific record against the Tigers.
They do, Pete. It's been a long time between wins for Richmond against the Cats. The Cats have actually won the last 10 occasions. Stephen Handley there, one of the bigger players, who did make a difference 2 weeks ago against Adelaide when he went into the forward line and resurrected that potential loss. But the Cats were able to regroup and get on with a very good win last week against the West Coast. And Gary Hocking back in fine form with plenty of possessions over the last 2 weeks. Young Craig Bizzell, number 38, is the inclusion into the Geelong lineup in the absence of Lee Tudor, who is out with a thigh injury. And is now shaping up to be quite a settled lineup for the Cats.
And they looked better last week, Terry, with Barnes starting on the ground in the ruck and Couch right in the middle in his 250th game, and they certainly looked a better combination.
Yeah, Gary Ayres has played around a little bit with young Stephen King being in as a ruckman during the year, but he's now got to the stage where he's given John Barnes the responsibility, and Barnes has responded magnificently. You never doubt the importance of the centre break, and Barnes and Couch in great form, and last week Gary able to back into some form. 7 goals last week, 7 goals for the 3rd time this year, and he's certainly, without any doubt whatsoever, a key man in that lineup.
And has a great record against the Tigers 4 times in double figures, including 14 goals in 1 game, 2 12s, I think, and a 10. So Ablett very much with Gaspar out of the lineup, a key ingredient. There's Gary Ayres and Jeff Geeshan coming across the ground. Geelong starting the day in 6th position with 52 points. Obviously, their thoughts directed towards a place in the top 4. Looking at the Tigers, they finish with today's game, of course, Fitzroy and North Melbourne. Their major rivals for a spot in the 8, Hawthorn, finish with Sydney St Kilda in Melbourne, and the Saints, Footscray, Hawthorn and Adelaide. So if the Tigers are going to make the 8, you figure they've got to pull off an upset either in this game or against North Melbourne, or hopefully in both, as far as their supporters are concerned. Wayne Campbell, terrific player. We'll get the toss of the coin in just a moment, Pete.
Well, they should find it a lot easier to score goals today, because Geelong play a free-flowing sort of game. Last week, their forwards were down. Richardson tried very, very hard, but they were overall down against that strong Swans defence, where Duckley was playing exceptional football, as were their half-backs.
Matthew Richardson. Well, if Ablett holds the key at one end, this guy could counterbalance that at the other. An exciting talent, but only 9 games last year, and I suppose it begs the question, what could the Tigers have done last year had he played the entire season? Of course, that's problematical, and there's the champion full forward. We'll take a break and be back with all of the action. It's Richmond and Geelong at the MCG. And Peter Riccardi, a little jousting there on the line of the square. Geelong running left to right, and away we go. Charles has to wait. Barnes over the top, thumps it out wide. Scrambled forward by Ryan down towards half forward. Rogers sweeping hand pass, brilliantly gathered by Gale. Low down, kicks it inside the 50. Richardson works his way in front. The deflection was clever. Bond is dragged down. Play goes on. Deep in defence, Handley across the line. Clever by Richardson. And I think Riccardi enjoyed the tackle.
Great work there by Chris Bond also. He has the job on Riccardi, but was quite prepared to be aggressive into the forward line right in the first minute of play.
Stephen Handley out to the half-back line. The pack flies. Here's Mark Miranda. Handballs away, trying to play for the free kick. McGrath's after him. Off the ground by Miranda to the half-forward line. Gale was in after it. Some strong tackling here at half-forward for the Tigers. The umpire will come in and bounce. And this umpire, an experienced one in Hayden Kennedy. A vital game, particularly for the Tigers, battling for a place in the 8. Hawthorn and St Kilda hot on the heels. Justin Charles versus Barnes. It's knocked back towards Miranda. It sits for him. Onto the left goes Miranda. Kicks a goal and he's missed. Oh, that would have been a handy one first up.
That's a terrible miss. I mean, Mark Miranda has been so very good around goals this year. He's picked up some 20-odd goals so far and has really found a niche on that half-forward line for the Tigers, and under no great pressure, missed what he should have got.
Short one comes in. This is Sanderson. Comes Mendes side with the kick. Graham has to wait. That's a clever mark. Plays on immediately. Releases Riccardi. Riccardi, a high boomer inside the 50. Howard from behind. Loose ball bounces very high. Howard hooks it back towards the middle, and Miranda is forward of half-back. Pinpoints it down to Bond. Bond on the wing. The chip pass down towards half-forward. They've got the numbers. This is Powell. Knocks it back towards Bond. Man on. Clever hand pass. Bounces the ball to Knights. Knights about 70 metres out. Spears it to Richardson. The free kick is going against Bond behind the play on the Shepherd. And Tanner will take it. Barnes is breaking for him. Barnes has it now. Runner inside Riccardi. Now Riccardi gets a bad hand pass. Had to wait. Knocks it down towards the 50. Storming up was Brewer. He was buried. Picked up by Hocking. Over the head. No, Sanderson did well. Deflected it down to his own advantage. They work it through half forward. Shoulder haul. Vacant goal square. Getting back in time. Bullis not in time. Right on the goal umpire. Goal.
Well, what a great reply there from the Cats. So Richmond, the first couple of minutes, really had the ascendancy and were pushing forward, but only picked up the 2 behinds. And on the first push forward by the Geelong, they're able to maximise the push forward. Hall being very good. He's got the job out on the wing. Michael Gale is his direct opponent, but his goal-scoring prowess this year has been very good.
4 points the margin in favour of the Cats. I think a number of the Richmond players were caught out when the free kick came back to centre wing. Here's McGrath off the side of the boot. The race is on. Powell is very quick. Gale might get there first. Michael Gale, the former Fitzroy halfback, steadies, brings it back. It seems to be all Geelong back here. It is taken by Graham. Gee, that was a poor kick by Gale. Graham bends it back. Oh, poor kick. He's kicked it straight to Campbell. Oh, that was dangerous. Playing Campbell will kick from directly in front, 40 metres from goal.
Well, when you're in defence, really, to bring the ball back in there, now that's the danger zone. You don't ever do that. And Graham there fell very much foul of a very basic area that backmen should not commit.
So Wayne Campbell to put the Tigers in front early in this game. He stabs at it. It looks good. It's a goal. Richmond in front.
Well, there we can see Ben Graham, Paul Broderick letting him know he made a mistake. No, you can see there's real intensity in the game. There's a lot at stake here for the Tigers. They've got to give it everything they've got. And if a Geelong player does make a mistake, I think the Richmond players have every right to go up and let him know. On that occasion, Ben Graham's cross kick ended up in the hands of Wayne Campbell. And he kicked truly 1 goal apiece.
Yes, bad mistake from possibly the longest kick in the league. And still Bond and Riccardi go at it on the wing. Back in the middle, the Tigers lead by 2 points. Hocking ran into a dead end. The hand pass comes out wide. Sort of pushing the back to Colbert. Play on's the cool. Bond's in there, and they like going in when Bond's in there, the Geelong players. He's like a magnet. And we'll have a ball up just outside the centre square.
Pete, as we've mentioned, Bond has Riccardi, but some of the other matchups, Broderick and Simpson, Knights and Couch, and at centre-half forward there, Bengar.
Colbert hurriedly onto the boot. Miranda goes back. Gutsy mark. Wants to play on wide of the mark. Brought back. Man on short. Terrible kick. That's a couple now from Mark Miranda. Bullis gathers the bouncing ball. Boots it down towards half forward. Scholl attacked it well and again. Then left it behind. Nash goes off the deck. Ball slapped out wide. McGrath, the beneficiary, comes away from half back. Probing kick, needed to be spot on, almost onto the chest of Mansfield. It was a great spoil that got the ball on the deck, but Mansfield is getting a free. Tate was terrific. Mansfield is still down. Now Bond is going to get the ball. It'll be taken off Geelong, and Bond will get the free on the wing. Mansfield slow to get up.
I reckon Barnes will come straight off the ground for that indiscretion.
It'll almost be 50 with the looper. Back to Bond. Short one. Campbell. Miranda gets by, and again the kick poor once more though. Mark needs to get his kicking going. Kick from Tanner out wide, out of bounds on the full. Tigers free. Matthew Knights.
It belongs with the Tigers just at the moment. Very aggressive at the ball and at the opponent.
Coaches must hate that when they reverse it with a silly bit of a push. So we see Knights bring it down to their high, leaping forwards. Richardson flew, almost took a Tanner. A quick hand pass. Scholl back towards the boundary line. The Geelong players under enormous pressure there. Richmond, well, a place in the 8 at stake there, tearing in as umpire Kennedy speaks to Mansfield and Tate. Pretty fiery customer, Michael Mansfield. So half forward for the Tigers. Justin Charles to take on Barnes. The runner didn't come out to Barnes. Here's Knights receiving from Broderick. On to Charles. Charles bends it back to the pocket. Hall is very good overhead. Did he pay it? Gale into the open goal. No mark. And Gale's kicked it. Oh, Derek Hall looks up forlornly. He felt it was a mark. But the umpire had none of it, and the Tigers looking good, Terry.
Yeah, well, for all intents and purposes, it isn't a mark until the umpire has paid it. And we'll see here, the ball is tossed up very high by the Justin Charles left foot kick, and Hall has to prop underneath it, but Gale probably did enough there against the arms, and that's a very good technique there. Not always can you reach the ball when spoiling, but go for the arms. He went for the middle of the arms, and the ball spilt free, maintained his poise in the contest, and able to collect and goal.
He didn't have it quite long enough, did he? Another split second, the umpire would have paid.
You're a harsh judge.
We would have paid it, Dennis?
I would have paid that. I thought it was a gutsy effort by Hall, and someone with a feel for the game may have paid it, I think. He went back. It was a great effort. Still, Richmond got the goal. They're up by 8 points. 2-2 to a goal there. One down by Charles. Simpson's in the road. A high kick down towards half forward. It hangs for an eternity. Tate cleverly. A backhander down. They scramble after it. Socket forward by Geelong. Deep inside their 50. Stoneham works at Goldwood. He moved the ball. Mansfield brought down by Tate. Strong tackle. And a whistle about 20 metres out from Geelong's attacking goal. They trail by those 8 points. Mansfield, an abrasive customer on the forward line. Fine player. That'll be a good duel. Tate and Mansfield. Stoneham, body to body with Gale, fell at their feet. Mansfield over the ball, confronted on the ground by Howard. Tate behind him, meeting the sandwich Mansfield. And another bounce in the same position.
Dennis, a little bit going on off the ball there. Duncan Callaway has the job on Gary Ablett, and he's certainly letting him know he's around too.
There they are. Bounce once more. Gale in front. Stoneham over the top. Clean possession. Dragged off it. Tawney, the hand pass towards the boundary. Releases Knights, and he's away. Has a bounce. Runs through half-back. Kicks down towards centre wing. Well done by Graham. Thumped it forward. Sliding in there, Nash. He's got plenty of company. Powell slipped it away nicely to Gale. Gale towards half-forward. 2-on-1 situation. Riccardi from behind. Did very well. Scholl on the assist. Breaks away. Great shepherd Riccardi. Kicks it back inside the 50. And a courageous mark taken there. Going back with the flat of the ball, it's Ryan. And Ryan's got this one inside the defensive 50.
It was a very courageous mark by Ryan to the centre of the ground. He finds Bullis. That was a beautiful kick too. Tigers looking good. Terrific signs for them. Here's Richardson against Handley. He's underneath it. Oh, Handley did that well, dude. Gained 30 metres to Simpson. Simpson onto the left, now onto the right. Gives a hand pass. probably should have kicked it. Powell is there. Here's the dangerous Broderick. Oh, well played by Broderick. Cleverly done. Onto the left hand, but it crossed the line, and the umpire says it's my ball at half forward for a throw-in. Broderick displaying some of his great skill there, and I'm looking forward to the contest between Ablett and Callaway. Callaway had some good practice last week. He picked up Lockett for a large portion of the game. Tap down. Broderick to Knights. Oh, he probably should have kicked that too. He handballed straight into the man coming towards him. But the kick down towards half forward. Oh, great pick up by McGrath. On to Graham. Graham bends it back to the centre of the ground. The race is on. Quick hand passes by Brewer. Back it comes to Ryan, who's going in very, very hard. Tap towards Miranda. Here come the Tigers again. Miranda knocks it away. Brewer, but it's socket off the ground. Umpire said holding the man. It will be a Tigers free kick. Back in the centre of the ground. It looks like Mark Miranda will be the recipient.
Held too long in the tackle, Pete.
So it is Miranda. He transfers play. This is good play by the young player in Ryan. Oh, he gets a cruel bounce. That was rotten luck. And Ablett is there to mop up. Cleverly done by Ablett. Onto the left foot. Beautiful kick to Ronnie Burns. That was clever. Burns dodging and weaving. Onto the left foot. Drives it up where Brendan Gale takes front position. Up he goes. Can't mark. A chance for Stoneham on the left. Jamie Tope will mop up. Races away. Drives it back. But the mark is dropped. Hand pass from Callaway. Comes to Bond. On to Ryan. And that's excellent play by Richmond.
Ryan, a bounce on the wing then. Probing kick down towards half forward. Not a particularly good kick. Comes to Bullis. Right on the 50. Pulls it back towards the middle. Not a bad effort from there. Powell went down. Rogers on the burst. Open goal. Pulls it back. Richmond get their third.
The last three of the game. They've been very, very good right throughout. And the thing about their defence at the moment is that their midfielders are quite prepared to get back and put numbers around the contest. And then with a quick exchange of ball by hand or by foot with a switch kick out, they're creating a real wave of run through the midfield. And as you can see there, Rogers was able to run onto the ball and unimpeded a clear open goal case.
So back we go to the centre. Richmond playing well. Justin Charles, no one coming at him. He bends it back to the half-forward line. A diving attempt to mark. It's Brendan Gale, who he wanted to play on. Umpires paid the mark. Kicks it across. He's got two options. One is John Howard. Howard drives it in towards half-forward. Richardson, great kick by Howard.
That's sensational. Johnny Howard is actually playing on the half-back flank on Gary Hocking, and it's the one matchup that I don't feel comfortable about. But look what the man goes and does. Breaks away through the centre and a perfect pass to Richardson on the lead. Tremendous work.
So a chance for Matthew Richardson to kick the Tigers fourth and stretch the lead. It will be his first goal of the game. He's hooked it badly, and he's missed by a mile. In fact, just got it home for a behind, I would think. His kicking at times, Terry, can be a little bit wayward.
It can. I think it's 75 goals, 42. You know, I think to be a little bit more effective and efficient in front of goal.
Couch, his first touch, drives it towards the outer side. Hall at full stretch. Gale played it well to knock it away. Tape brilliantly done. Ryan working hard as well. Tape the hand pass out wide. This is Gale. Hard against the line. High kick to no one in particular, other than Scholl. From half back. Sends the Cats back towards the wing. Juggled mark. Mansfield to Hocking, his third possession. They're the players they need firing. Couch and Hocking. Too much carry. Ablett went back on Callaway. Bullis fumbled. Callaway's hand pass was good. Miranda comes away from half back towards the wing. Charles worked under the ball. Bond behind. Man on down the ground. They couldn't move the ball to him. Powell was free, but Riccardi got back. Nicely done. Barnes across to support Sanderson. Sanderson, the high kick inside the 50. Well, Tigers there in number. Took the mark. Play-on's the call. He's in trouble. Tawney slides in. Tied up by Hocking. And we'll have a ball up. Well, Howard thought he had the mark. He outmarked a teammate, if that were the case.
His teammate might have got a touch on it, actually,
I think so.
Dennis.
That was the call. So a bounce about 35 metres out from Geelong's attacking goal. And they trail by 15 points.
And the blood rule here, Pete, with Johnny Howard.
He's off and Burke is on.
This will be interesting. David Burke had reputedly been ill during the week, unable to train in the latter part of the week. Coming off the interchange bench. Perhaps won't be on the ground too long, because I'm sure the way John Howard's playing, they'll get him back on the track as quickly as possible.
Yes, he's been working hard. So Burke is out there, acquired under the father and son rule back in '94. There's the bounce.
Half forward for the Cats. It's thumped away. Gale got a hand to it. Just a handy 1-2. Oh, geez, had a good year, Scholl, as he breaks away and brings it in towards Ablett. Oh, it's underneath it. He just misjudged that a little bit, Ablett. But Scholl has had a magnificent season in that back pocket.
Great back pocket. One of a continuing string of great back pockets to play the game, Pete. But the way, the poise he has just to be able to step around through the contest, particularly, very, very impressive from Scholl.
Footscray had some great back pockets too. Terry, of course, Wally Donald, and Terry Wheeler, of course, as it comes back towards the half-back line. Here's Stoneham. He's bending it back in front of goal. Here's a big chance for the Cats. It's no mark, though. Mansfield, it was touched off the boot, I feel, or did it bounce through? It might be a goal. Touched, I thought so. As he kicked it out, I think it cannoned into the Richmond player. And he thought he kicked a goal, unless he's a supreme optimist. Now, bringing it back in for Richmond is Paul Broderick. Normally his kicking is impeccable. Beautiful kick. Finds Miranda. Miranda gives it off to Burke. Burke out wide. Finds Bond. Bond's got Knights. Oh, they've got the loose man going here. The bounce will favour Matty Knights. He'll have one bounce. He can come inside 50 and have a shot. 2. Will he go again? Yes. 3. He's on the boundary line. Matthew Knights tries to bend it back. It's up in the square. In fact, the mark might have been taken before the line here. It is by Tanner, and the umpire has paid it.
Kick towards the outer side. Colbert's in front. Met solidly by Gale. Upended. Now a chance. Burke's hand pass charge down though. Simpson slaps it away. A pair of Aussie openers around the outer side. Simpson and Burke. There goes Simpson down towards half forward. Goes inside the 50. Miranda to tidy up. Gets by Stoneham. Good Shepherd released him. Gave him some time. But the kick out of bounds on the full. And we've made the point. Mike Miranda's kicking so far this afternoon. Normally a feature of his game. Was well down. This is Simpson. Back inside the 50. Not a particularly good kick. Tawney came back with great courage. He knew that Ablett was leading up the ground. He cannoned into him. Down goes Tate across the boundary line. And a throw in as a result of all that action. Takes a brave man to go back into the path of a leading Gary Ablett, and Tawney.
Say that again.
No misgivings there. Stoneham against Gale. Falls down behind. Campbell somehow got it to Tate to Miranda. Now Mark finished this. Miranda's kick. Wide of the mark, but still it favoured Charles. Gathers the bouncing ball.
Tate.
Wheels around. 55 metres out. Pulls it back. Richardson works off his man and then takes the mark.
Justin Charles, just incredible stuff for the man his size to be able to have the agility that he possesses and continually put it on display. Great bit of work and tremendous pace and acceleration there from Richardson to also make the ground.
Matthew Richardson, 75 goals so far this season. Sharp angle, but only about 25 metres out he kicks the goal. Get the feeling that Stephen Hanley is playing against the top shelf when he's up against Matthew Richardson, and whether he's quite ready for that rarefied air, I'm not sure.
Well, it's been a mixed month for Stephen Hanley. He has done very well on Stuart Lowe. Then Modra did a fair job on him in 4 goals in the first half. Yeah, it really doesn't look in total control at fullback for me. It's a bit dangerous there, and I think Richardson now has a sniff of quite a good afternoon if Hanley stays there.
Richardson's got that enormous explosive pace, Terry, and that will be a problem for Stephen Hanley. There's Barnes tapping it back. Oh, here they come again. David Burke brings it back to the half-forward line. Here's Richardson, well trapped, puts it on the ground. Umpire calls play on. Look at the tackling by Powell on Tanner. And this Richmond side is totally committed. There's a place in the finals at stake for them. They know it. And I haven't seen a Richmond side, Terry, go in so hard.
No, they've been very good, and actually Gary is making a change. Paul Couch coming off for Glenn Kilpatrick.
There's Nace, smothered off the boot, in towards the pocket. Scholl You have to keep it in play. Might have been tempted to go for the line. He brings it back to the half-back line. Miranda is playing great football. He marks way out at half-forward. Miranda has had 9 kicks and 3 handballs. What a quarter. Finds Michael Gale. He's too far out to score a goal. He's 60 metres from goal, Gale. He drives it with a low kick into the pocket. Richardson, can he kick this one? He puts it out in the full.
It's interesting, Paul Couch going off again, but Gary Ayres seemingly does it quite regularly in the early part of the game. But this time I think Matthew Knights, who is his direct opponent, has had a lot to do with it. He's played very well on Couch.
Handley around the outer side. Gale from behind, fisting away. Across the boundary line it goes. Paul Couch, best on ground last week. Picked up top votes from Gerard Healy. And the Sports World Player of the Year award. Off the ground. Richmond doing well in the middle. Gale over the ball. Plenty of company. It's tied up. North Melbourne felt the brunt, I think, of a Richmond fast start last year. They do have the ability to come out of the blocks quickly. Geelong, a long time since their last goal. Looking at the figures on the season so far, is Scholes tied up and holding the ball is the call.
He made no attempt whatsoever.
No, that's fair enough. Charles has got it. And the umpire is going across and saying that he wants him to simmer down. Just take it easy. You've got the ball. Charles has got it indeed. Just inside right half forward. His centering kick towards Richardson. Hall comes across the back and takes the mark. Derek Hall having a terrific season.
Oh, geez. Geelong player down behind the play here. Howard is being spoken to.
Barnes it is.
Johnny Howard just back onto the ground. Has winded up now. Umpire Hayden Kennedy obviously had a full view of it. He's awarded the free kick, and that has been all. There's no 50 metres or anything.
Here's Moore going to
and Ablett's gone to the umpire to say, ask him what's going on. Why hasn't he done anything about it?
Well, that happened a good 25 metres from the ball, and one wonders why no more's involved.
Well, this will be a melee, wouldn't you think, Terry?
Yep, without doubt. And almost see the pressures on Robert Walls just here right at the moment.
Well, not only that, I think the pressure's on the umpires here as well.
And I think Robert Walls has the pressure. He's the one who can relieve it. You know, Johnny Howard, I'd take him back off. I hope he's bleeding, and so at least he comes back on some fashion, whether it's like blood or whatever. I'd drag him off. Sit down, son. That's not what we're about here. Richmond have just done too much in this opening quarter to lose it through some individual choice, and perhaps it was a very stupid action.
Well, if Geelong are any sort of a side, when they see Barnes going off in a stretcher, it should actually lift them a lot, Terry.
Oh, yeah. Now, as long as they control that aggression, I mean, they're going to be angry. No one likes to see a teammate go down.
Well, the umpire wasn't far away from it.
Right there.
Well, he paid a free kick. He must have seen it. We don't know what happened, so we can't surmise, but...
So we've got 5.5 minutes of actual play left, and really the heat's going to be on everyone in this arena at the moment.
Well, that's quite remarkable. The kick will be paid where the incident occurred. The umpire has not taken a number, it seems. There's Barnes.
Well, you just don't know. It could be...
No, it wasn't merely a collision. I mean, we've had one of those this week already.
Would it be a free kick if it's a collision?
Well, that distance from the ball, I suppose, depending on how it occurred. We're just fishing in the dark here, Pete. The ball's on the wing. Rogers running with it, but it's coming back. It will be a Tiger free. They're up by 20 points, so that could be a concentration breaker for them as much as for Geelong. What they don't want is Geelong to get fired up and come back at them strongly here, because they were controlling the game. And perhaps by the actions that Terry was calling for, and we saw Robert Walls, in fact, get his man off the ground, he felt the same way, that he doesn't want to give any fodder to the Cats as McGrath gets it across to Burns. Burns to Hocking, a man on running down the ground. That's Kilpatrick. Wide of the mark, though. Brewer took a long time. Dragged down by Bond. It was a great tackle. And a throw is the call.
Tremendous tackle by Chris Bond. Well, we come to expect that from him. Chris Bond, tough little nuggety. Well, he can play anywhere. Former Carlton player. Look, he's got 2 loose men out to the half-back area. He finds Brendan Gale. Gale brings it in towards half forward. Bullis races after it. Oh, the Geelong players go in hard and crash into each other. It's socket off the ground. Here's Burke. He lost it. He went one-handed. Should have gone with two. Here's Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick down towards half forward. Brendan Gale courageously waits. Oh, that could be 50 against Ablett here. Ablett knocked it out of his hands. This will be 50.
Great thing about cliches is that there's some degree of truth within them because they stand the test of time. The cliche here is that everyone just has to keep their eye on the ball. That's the only way you can play the game now in this situation, is that you just keep your eye on the ball.
So Brendan Gale, a vital player for Richmond, is going to bring it in long. Oh, the only man back there is Barry Stoner. Well, he couldn't get there to that mark. Gets a hand to it. Over the line it goes. So crowd are hooting. They'd be the Geelong supporters. Throw in deep in the forward pocket for the Tigers, who are playing great football.
Hopefully a word on John Barnes as soon as we can, but of course some time now before he can come back on the ground. He came off on the stretcher. Sanderson down in front, taken high. Will he get a free kick? Yes, he will. An errant arm in there, and it's getting pretty willing. Naish flung out. He's the one I'd pick. So here's Sanderson deep in the back pocket, goes short. Stoneham, not a lot of conviction in that mark. He's got it though, still in the back pocket. 4-3-1-1. Just under 4 minutes to quarter time. Awkward bounce. Some hesitation by the Cats as they go after that ball in there. Well done by Campbell. Digs it out nicely to Gale. Gale from about 75 metres out. Charles the leap. Naish, the loose ball, 25 metres out of bounds.
Oh, he's got a kick
on the ball. Was he pushed in the back? Yes, he was, says the umpire. Stoneham, very unhappy. He's claiming it was the side. We shall see.
Just in the lead up to that, though, Dennis, I mean, Naish was in a great position to rove. There's the kick, there's the push, there's a little dive to add to it.
So Naish, with Howard coming back on the ground, dressed like a villain. There goes the kick from Naish, slides it across the face. Goal and boundary umpire confer. We're behind. Chris Naish. His goal production is down this season. Last year, 42. So far this year, he's kicked 27.
Well, the atmosphere here is electric as Hanley about to bring it in. Mind you, Geelong are never out of it. They are a side capable of kicking a lot of goals very quickly. There was Brewer, knocked away by his opposite number 9 there in Campbell. Over for a throw-in. He's kicked the goal, Wayne Campbell. 4-4, Richmond. Geelong 1-1. Richmond have looked far the better side. Gale and Stoneham, the umpire sensibly calling play on. Simpson. Here's Scholl. Bring it back towards half forward. Oh! Gale is down. Was hit very hard in that marking kind. Pretty sure it's Gale. I'll pick it up in a minute. Burns trying to kick it. Well, this is a ferocious game of football. Here's Mansfield. Back it comes to Ryan. Look at the tackling. Oh, he'd want to be out there at the moment. Look at Burns going in. Now Simpson. Now Burns. Oh, well played by Burns. The players are really fired up. Marindi yet another kick. Smothered. Knocked away by Howard. No, Gale's up and about. He's okay. Here's his brother, Michael. Down towards half forward. It's a loose ball. It's Naish. Naish brings it round the corner. Richardson went in after it. Well played by Scholl, showing enormous skill. Well played. He ran a long way. Gives off a handball to McGrath. Geelong are off and running. McGrath, he can keep going. Will he? Yes, 3. Will he go again? No, he won't. He'll bring it into the pocket. Ablett will fly. Gary Ablett. Oh, what a ripper. Oh, there were 2 Richmond players there, Terry, and he came over the top, as we know Ablett can do.
Well, Gary Ayres had set up that Stoneham and Ablett were playing deep in that full forward line on a very small mobile half forward line. That was thrown out with Barnes going off. Now it's all left to Gary Ablett in the full forward line, and he hasn't let his side down on this occasion.
They need a goal badly, and the Geelong champ is directly in front. He drives a goal. He's kicked it. That's Ablett's first. The Geelong supporters are happy as their Cats creep back. 4-4 plays 2-1.
Well, Geelong got the jump and got the first goal of the game, but Richmond have worked extremely hard with 4. And really, this is a great solo effort here from Tim McGrath, really assessing the situation as he goes. He ignored the first lead, I think it was from Hall, and decided to go to the longer option. And Ablett, a great mark in the middle of the 2 Richmond players.
Tigers lead by 15 points, and there's a smell of September about this game. They're going in very hard. Brewer somehow emerges, running backwards with the ball initially, kicks across the centre square. Hall. We're about to find out. Yeah, we're about to find out a lot about Geelong, I think, as the kick comes inside the 50. Ablett was held. He's going to get the free kick as he approached that ball. Kellaway grabbed him just slightly, accentuated by the champ, and now Ablett the chance to kick his second goal in the space of a minute.
Free kick, 7 apiece. All nice and square there from the umpire's perspective.
He's made a living kicking goals against the Tigers on this ground. I mentioned earlier 4 times in double figures, 3 of them at the MCG, a 14, a 12 and a 10. Fullbacks that played for the Tigers have a nervous twitch. But this time he misses to the right-hand side. A behind for Ablett. Geelong creep a little closer. They're down by 14 points now, approaching quarter time.
Just the last couple of minutes, Geelong seem to have picked up. Miranda is going to have kick number 12 here. What a quarter. No, he's not. He's going to handball it instead. Now, he will have a kick here, so 12 kicks in a quarter, plus 4 handballs. What a quarter. Stoneham to Hocking. Now, where's Ablett? He's got 3 to beat. He'll have to come on. Look at the strength of Ablett as he just shoved them out of the way. Still the Cats fighting hard down here. And what a game. I agree with you, Dennis. It's a finals type atmosphere here. A lot at stake. Geelong trying to get in the top 4 and Richmond trying to get into the 8.
And Geelong in the past have fallen at this hurdle, that threat of aggression. But so far they've responded well. It could be that Robert Walls is scratching his head about the actions that saw John Barnes off the ground, although we're not quite sure what happened there. It was a collision that took place about 20 metres from the ball, resulted in a free kick to the Cats, but we don't think anything else. Tossed in on the siren, quarter time at the MCG. It was a terrific quarter. There's Howard, one of the key figures. And there's another man that perhaps can get the Cats back. They trail by 14 points at quarter time. It's Richmond 4-4 and Geelong a 2-2.
The vital second term with Richmond leading 4-4 to 2-2 after a fiery first term. Finals type atmosphere here. A lot at stake. Stoneham rucking against Dustin Charles. The ball knocked away. A free kick here will go to Aaron Lord, I would think, against Matty Knights. So just that last 2 or 3 minutes before quarter time, Geelong just looked to have steadied a little bit as Lord drives it in towards the half-forward line. Oh, Ablett used his body beautifully then. Tape knocks the ball back towards the boundary line for a throw-in. And the umpire saying a push in the back here. It will go to Jamie Tape against Mansfield. Umpire Grant Vernon had a very good view of that. So Tape drives it with a lovely kick towards centre wing. Terrific use of the body by Ben Graham. Oh, an ordinary hand pass to Scholl. Scholl playing well. He goes over the top. Brewer looking for Simpson. The bounce favours Miranda. Yet another touch to Miranda. He had 17 touches in the first term. That was Brewer to Tawney. Now to Naish. Naish kicks around the boundary and it lands. Is that centimetre perfect, that
Absolutely,
one, Dennis?
that was it, Pete. Just Geelong players up ahead, and the ball had the good sense to bounce out of bounds. Tossed in. Stoneham from behind Charles. Kilpatrick, smothered by his teammate Colbert. Powell, a hand pass to no one. Comes back to Colbert, who slaps it towards midfield. Ryan times his soccer pretty well. Back towards the centre square. Bond, almost holding the ball. Lord quickly onto the boot. Kicks down towards centre half forward. Bounces obligingly for Tawney. Tawney comes away from half back. Goes looking for Campbell out wide. Campbell, can he get there first? McGrath in close attendance. Campbell wins the day. That's interesting. Now Campbell kicks forward of the wing, back inside the 50. In from the side, Rogers was held, no free kick. Graham quickly onto the boot, back towards the wing. And Campbell, the man who sent it in, will pump it in once more. Miscue slightly with a kick. It falls in front. Awkward one for Graham. Socket wide by Tanner. Simpson leads in the race. In from the angle was Handley. And Handley has been penalised for on the full, I think. Not deliberate, but on the full.
Wayne Campbell has opened up very well in this second quarter. Lee Colbert, I thought, had done quite a good job on Campbell in the first quarter. So Colbert will have to really now tighten up on that key player.
Well, actually, Handley could have been pinged. He could have become the first man in history to be pinged for deliberate and on the full, I think, Pete. Both umpires get him. Finesse has never been his long suit, Steve Handley. Now here's Broderick, hard against the line. Only 3 players in the AFL have had more possessions than Broderick this season. And normally a very straight kick. This will test him. It wobbles towards the line. Well, it was straight, but it wasn't terrific. And Stoneham on the goal line takes the mark.
Robert Walls wouldn't like that. Uncontested mark, almost a free kick to McGrath against Knights, not paid. It's thumped further afield to McGrath, who runs hard at the ball. He's got 3 to beat here. Well done by Tim McGrath. But the numbers will beat him in the finish because Michael Gale's got it. Drives it in towards the half-forward line. It's no mark. Here's Aaron Lord getting a few touches. Poor kick by Lord. Straight to Tape. Tape looking for Campbell. Taken by Colbert. He did that very well. Gets round Campbell. And with a wobbly kick, it's a very windy day. Kicks to half-forward, but the mark has been taken by the villain of the piece. As far as the Geelong supporters are concerned, that's John Howard.
Comes out wide. This is Ryan. Is it right half back? Gale is on down the ground. He ignores that and then gives it straight to McGrath, who spilled an awkward one for him. Miranda, quick thinking. Off the ground towards half forward. Sanderson's in the road. The hand pass to Scholl. Put him under pressure. There was 4 players around him, all of them Tigers. The hand pass intended for Knights. Lord is there flailing away. Richardson picks up. Across to Powell. Can he hook it back? It looks pretty good. No, he's missed. Behind. Had a little more time than he thought there. And he knows that now. He gathered and kicked virtually in the one motion. That would have been handy. 4-5-2-2. And Handley kicks in. The good mark is taken in front by Graham. Big man stretching right on his defensive 50. Geelong breaking down in midfield. Couch has started the second term on the bench. Burns is with him. This is Scholl. Waking for him, Mansfield. It's a good kick too. Mansfield, Tate, very good closing speed. He's deceptive, Jamie Tate. Soccers the ball away. It wobbles back to the wing. Tanner, confronted by Powell, gives it away to Scholl. Scholl arches the back and comes away. Towards half-forward, Riccardi will take his left side. They didn't guard against it. Riccardi, long down towards full forward. It's a goal. No. Behind. Ablett in 2 minds as he approached that one, how to play it.
So Broderick to bring it back in again. 29 plays 15 as it's starting to drizzle here. And I think looking to the west, it's as Howard takes another mark. It's getting very dark, so we might be in for a bit of rain this afternoon. So Howard gives it off to Campbell. Out wide is Gale. That could have been a free kick. It must be a free kick to Gale, the Geelong player. Well, it was Bizzle coming over the top and didn't even look at the ball. Now, nice kick, a beautiful kick to half forward. No mark to Bond. Here's Ben Graham, probably the longest kick in the competition. Gives it to Brewer. Brewer to Lord. It's an up and under kick by Aaron Lord to the half forward line. It's a loose ball over the back of the pack. They go in hard after. This is Tawney, a free kick. It would have been paid. Umpire paying advantage. And the hand pass is wide at Gale. So it's Geelong's forward zone, about 40 metres around the boundary line as the rain. Well, it's only drizzling down at the moment, but it's looking pretty ominous.
Yes, nice time to lead by 14 points. Tigers up, Geelong attacking inside their 50. Charles knocks it forward. Paul a half chance. Campbell close to the line, and across he goes. We go back to last season. The Cats dumped Richmond out of the finals race with a comprehensive victory at Football Park. They look different this afternoon. Colbert towards goal. Tape sliding in. It spills back to Stoneham. Across to Mansfield's centering kick. Miranda couldn't reach it. Up comes Ablett. Put down Miranda. Across to Riccardi. It's pretty hot in there. Down goes Campbell, and the umpire says held to him.
Good umpiring.
Yes.
Dennis, you just mentioned that preliminary final last year where Richmond were dumped, as you said, and really games like that do have a vast impact on the development of a side. And we saw Richmond went down to Cardinia Park this year and only 3 points in it. They're out to make amends for last year's effort.
Right in front of the Geelong goal. Here's Stoneham. Some good shepherding by Hocking. Oh, here's a mark. Simpson is marked 20 metres out. He was on his own, directly in front. And it should be a goal coming up here to the Cats. Some excellent shepherding in that packed situation by Hocking. So Sean Simpson started his career at St Kilda and has become a vital member of the Geelong side, directly in front as he drives at goal, just slightly off the side. I think it's a goal. Yes, it is. So the Cats sneaking back, and that's John Howard hobbling off the ground of the hoots of the Geelong supporters. 4-5 plays 3-3.
But that was a very smart play from Simpson. He's got the tagging job on Broderick, and the ball up right there. There are any number of Geelong players in there to cover Broderick. So if there's 13 in there, there's no point in putting a 14th in there. So smart play just to drop out, put himself in a very dangerous position, and fortuitously the quick kick fell right into his arms.
So the margin back to 8 points now, and the Cats enjoying their best period in this game. Late in the first quarter and to start this second, and again they work it forward. Simpson, though, turns it over, kicked it directly to Tape, who boots it down towards the half-forward line, taken by Naish. Naish's centering kick to Richardson. Advantage, I think, was paid in any case. The kick will be taken down the ground, but it's getting a little frenzied where the kick came from. Simpson got the hurried kick. It went directly to Broderick, in effect, who sent it down to half-forward. And this is the end result. Richardson kicks a goal, his second.
Now that is teamwork. While Matty Knights was looking after the front there with Shane Brewer, Matty Richardson just goes back and kicks a goal. And Knights then has as much armour as he wants to throw at the Cats, because you can't beat putting the score on the board.
I think the water bottle was shoved out of the way by Aaron Lord there before Matty Knights could have a drink from the trainer. And certainly he's not backward in coming forward, Aaron Lord. The bounce back in the centre of the ground. 5-5 to 3-3. Handy goal, that one to the Tigers. Here's Lord. Gives it off to Brewer. He's tackled. Hocking goes in after it. He's caught. Gives up. Holding the ball, says the umpire. The Richmond tackling very, very strong. So they're fired up. Grant Vernon speaking to Gary Hocking. He knew he was caught red hot there, and I think it was Bond laid that. Yes, there he is, a tough little customer. Chris Bond, when he tackles you, it's like being tackled by Libba. So Justin Charles, in fact, will get the kick in towards the pocket. Brendan Gale, it's a mark, I feel. Yes, umpires paid it in front of Ben Graham, and what a handy one this would be, as we see Knights and Lord having plenty to say.
But this is one of Richmond's strengths, isn't it? Their forward line structure, Richardson and Gale, they're both very, very good marks. On the lead, in the air, they're very, very aggressive, very agile for big men. They are the real dangerous component of the Richmond lineup at the moment.
Well, a huge kick coming up here for Brendan Gale. This would give them a nice little buffer if he could kick this one. It's 14 points at the moment. He could stretch it out to 20. Brendan Gale drives a goal. It starts to come back. He looks happy it's a goal. A very handy lead now to the Tigers, as Geelong are throwing everything at them.
Well, this is the second time in the game that Richmond have got out to a 20-point lead. They did it towards the latter part of the first quarter, and Geelong got back with the last goal of that quarter, and then the first goal of this quarter through Simpson. But the Tigers just keep having the answers. Each time Geelong put something up to them, they've got the physical aggression and they've got the skills at the moment to be able to match them.
So the Tigers by 20 points. Looking to to force their way back into the top 8. Stoneham goes up, knocks it down into the path of Colbert. Colbert out towards the wing, brilliantly done. Hand passes the ball about 10 metres goalward. Miranda, who's been marvellous, kicks it back towards the half-forward line for his team. Ricochets off the man coming up the ground, Gale. Knocks it goalward again. McGrath put his body in, dragged down by Rogers. Tanner tried to clear a path, did so successfully. Scholl runs away then. He's been a resolute defender. Into the path of Lord on the outer side. Let it bounce. That was a mistake. Tate gathers the bouncing ball. Comes back to punish the Cats. Naish has got it 55 metres out. Gale wants it long. Richardson goes back to the square. But the short one is on to Campbell. Big hole in front of Richardson. Somebody needs to get down there. Richardson hanging back on the goal line. Gale and Richardson side by side. You'd expect one of them to break shortly. Meantime, Campbell. Here comes Richardson. Still nobody in the hole. Gale for the long kick. Campbell likes his chances. Goes from 55. It falls in short. Well, that's just terrible defence, Geelong. Just not getting people back. Gale is told to play on. Takes a step to his right and has kicked a behind. Now, was it touched on the mark?
No, the mark was legitimate, but what Brendan Gale did, he straight to go short towards Richardson, then decided not to. The umpire says you can't change your mind like that, son. You'd already played on.
He called him quickly, didn't he?
He was trying to be the team player then. Sanderson in the back pocket. Runs on across the ground. Needed to be precise. No easy ball to mark that one. It was coming quickly and Scholl hung on. 6-6 plays 3-3. Scholl has had 9 kicks and 5 hand passes, so he is playing well again. There's Stoneham out on centre wing. Knocked on by Riccardi. Kilpatrick. Lord trying to pick it up. Gives it off to Hall. Hall sprints clear. Oh, it's an ordinary kick down towards Ablett. Off the boot of Ablett. Tawney went in after it. Now it's Callaway. He's bumped by Hocking, hip and shoulder. Simpson around the corner. He is kicked to behind. Ordinary kick by Hall coming into Ablett.
It definitely was. The move from Ablett was good. Ball under that little bit of pressure, unable to complete it.
Just get the feeling the pace of the Richmond defence is hurting Geelong. They're getting to the ball first and they're running out and creating things from deep in their defensive area as Bond kicks towards the outer side. Mark is held by Charles. Miranda. Oh, what a game he's played. Miranda, his 21st possession. Looping hand pass to Knights. Knights from left half forward. Sets it up once more for Gale from behind. Well played by Graham. Got it down to his own advantage. Great pressure though. Richardson, quick hands. Naish tried to go to Rogers. Took his eye off the ball. Picked up by Couch. Tanner. And now Sanderson. Sanderson comes members side. And an opportunity for the Cats. The rebound opportunity falls to Colbert. Runners inside. Colbert taking plenty of time. Goes across to Bizzle. Bizzle forward of the wing. It needs a kick. It didn't need a stumble. Did pretty well though. Sorted it out. Gets it across to Mansfield. Pulls it back towards the middle. Hall out of position, but it came to him. Hall then from 35 metres pulls it back too far. And it bounces through for a behind.
I think Robert Walls has the opportunity to really hurt Geelong now. I think David Berg, the third tall man in the forward line for Richmond, isn't doing enough. I'd go with a small like Chrissy Sullivan to get something underneath the feet of Richardson and Gale, who are doing exceptionally well.
That's Damien Ryan receiving from Bond. He brings it out to Michael Gale. Gale to Miranda. He's going to have, well, his 18th kick here as he comes around the boundary line. Mark Miranda in towards the pocket. He finds Naish. No, he drops it. Here's Chris Naish onto the left foot. Brings it back towards goal. Tanner. Oh, he touched it right on the line. Or just before and saved a certain goal, Grant Tanner.
Gymnasius turned around in this quarter too. Sanderson's his opponent, and that matched up really needs to be looked at just at the moment.
So Miranda has had 15 kicks and 7 handballs. Not as many. I think I might have said 18 kicks. Now, Sanderson. Centre wing. Hall is just nudged out of it by Tawney. Good use of the body. Tawney gives it off to Broderick. Broderick swings onto the left, brings it in towards half-forward. That's a beautiful kick, a great kick, and he finds Rogers. So Matthew Rogers will kick from 45 metres directly in front.
The forward line structuring up very well. There's gaps and space being created, and it's not as a result of the Geelong defence not being very good at their work at the moment. It's been created by very effective running by the Richmond players. They're the ones responsible for creating the space for each other. Just at the moment, doing it so well.
Matthew Rogers, the ex-South Australian, has kicked one. Just inside 50. Oh, it's an ordinary kick. It wobbles off the boot. Stoneham, oh, that's intelligent play. Stoneham with the left hand, and Tanner helps it on its way round the boundary line. Strong tackle by Riccardi. The umpire calling for a throw-in, but experienced play by Stoneham. He didn't go back towards the goal. He went for the boundary line.
Margin is 20 points. They got as close as 8 early in the term. Charles and Stoneham. Stoneham hooks it wide. Burke comes out backwards. The ball goes back inside. Socket off the ground by Charles. Heading for the boundary line, Sanderson. And across it goes. 6-7 plays 3-5. Pretty stiff cross breeze blowing towards that southern side of the ground. Brendan Sanderson. For Adelaide and Collingwood. Stoneham and Charles. Charles proving the stronger in those situations. He directed that one down. Campbell sockers off the ground. Rogers a chance now, can gather inside the 50. Pulls it back across the body. Had more time than he thought. They contest right on the kickoff line. Nate. His first of the afternoon.
I'll tell you what, there's not many better at that roving of the contest than Chris Nash. He really is a tremendous reader of the flight of the ball, and then reader of the hands as they form inside the contest, and that's the skill. It's just been, see there, he's just watching how the contest forms and saw the hook spoil coming, and acceleration, bang, off he went. Right spot, great work, Chris Nash.
Well, a good lead now, 26 points as Colbert over the top looking for Gary Hocking. Chris Bond. He's tackled hard by Riccardi. Here's Kilpatrick, the former Bomber. Damien Ryan has been good, racing after this young player, number 37, and he gets congratulations from Jamie Tate.
So he should. He's got the job on Riccardi now, because Bonds had to go back on the Hocking when Howard came off. So he's picked up the responsibility. He's doing it very, very well in this quarter.
So half forward for Geelong as it's kicked. Well, it travelled about 5 metres, kicked by Broderick. There won't be a mark. Miranda again. On the left, drives it down towards David Burke, thumped away over the back by Graham. No, it's getting away with it. There's Gale, oh, hip and shoulder. He's nearly out to it, Chris Bond. He was shirt-fronted. Right down the middle he copped that, Chris Bond, as he courageously went in after that ball, and he copped it front on. It was fair, but it was hard.
How many times have we seen that over the last couple of years? Chris Bond just going in straight at the ball, then being upended. And more times, often than not, just like this, up he comes again.
He is tough. He is tough, that little fella. Chris Bond, you watch this. And we'll see Colbert coming at him. Oh.
Well, what sort of a signal does that send? The little man getting up out there. You get the feeling that will fire these Tigers up even more. Burns back on the ground to Brewer. 60 metres out, Brewer. The kick towards the pocket. Stoneham at full stretch, low down, has taken this mark, and if ever the Cats needed a goal, it's about here from Barry Stoneham. Sharp angle, and they're down by 26 points, 7-7-3-5. Just flashes of the old magic last week and again today. Will push this away from goal, and it does, towards the kickoff line. Colbert from behind, off hands, half chance, quickly onto the boot. Couch behind. Paul Couch, who ran riot against the West Coast Eagles last Saturday, rarely sighted this afternoon.